And okay, so hi. I am going to share with you my screen for like 10 seconds. And I've been wanting to do these like anatomy shares at the beginning of class just because yoga is the best time for me to learn anatomy. And I think it helps to have just like a little bit of a focus throughout the yoga class. And we're not going to talk about this whole thing. And you've heard these words before. Jillian's like an anatomy expert, so like she doesn't need this lesson, but it helps to revisit. So this obviously right here is the internal oblique. And I just want to like trace, like this is where it starts. It goes all, like it's responsible for all your twisting and turning, and then it goes under, connects to the rib cage down here. This is the external oblique on the outside. It goes over, of course, the internal. And then right here, you've got your pecs. And then we also have the rectus abdominis, which is the muscle that runs right there. And I'm actually just going to leave it at that because I want to talk about something else. But just like when you're moving today, like thinking about where those muscles are and like how they can, like how they do move you, I think is a really powerful way to connect to your body. I'm gonna stop sharing. And I've been reading, these two books have like been the fucking best this year. And I'm gonna just talk about, nice comment, Vanessa. Okay, I'm gonna talk about, she talks about liberated relationships in this book, and yoga itself means union. It implies relationship, and she talks about a bunch of different things, but she talks about radical honesty, which is no omissions, no white lies, no projections. Ask the questions you really want answered, speak your truth, and let the relationship build inside all that reality. The more you practice this, the more you'll find yourself spending your waking hours in the ways you want to, the ways that honor the miracle of your existence. And this idea of radical honesty relates to one of the pillars of yoga, which is truthfulness. And I don't know. I feel like there are definitely, like she was saying that like white lies is like one of the easiest or the hardest things to change in that. And I was like thinking about all those moments and like just even affecting like the relationships in my life that exist, like always existing in radical honesty and like not trying to like fluff something up to make someone feel good, and treating yourself with that radical honesty too. So if you're into it, using that as something you can add into your vocabulary for yourself. I don't think I've ever put the words radical and honesty together in my life. And cool, we're at the, I've been trying to keep those things at the beginning 5 minutes because I don't want to go on forever. But let's start in a comfortable seat. Apollo just yawned. And Apollo, as you know, sometimes gets riled up when we om. But one of the things I love about yoga is fucking oming. Like I love the reverberation and the resonance, and I miss hearing it in a life space so much. I think connecting in that way is such a cool thing to do, but we are still sharing space and time and sound together, even if I can't hear you and even if we're in different rooms. So taking a moment to connect to the ground, feeling the weight of your glutes, the ischial tuberosity, maybe the edges of your feet connecting to the ground, relaxing the shoulders. We'll do one clearing breath and then 3 rounds of om. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale, HA out of the mouth. This time, prepare for om. Inhale. Om. 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 Inhale, breathe in. And exhale, release out. And we'll start in balasana, child's pose, bringing the toes to touch, knees extended together, arms at your side or long out in front of you. And taking a moment to arrive and acknowledge transition into your practice. You may have been in this space for way more hours than you anticipated in January in this space, but this is now your yoga space, and taking out any necessary distractions. I literally bought a digital clock so I wouldn't have to look at my phone while I was teaching and practicing yoga. So removing anything that is going to pull you out, maybe changing directions if you need to change directions, or like lighting some incense real quick. Doing anything you need to do to transform the space that you're in. And then feeling the points of contact, just like we did before we ohmed. Noticing the temperature in the room, the texture of your clothes, connecting to any of the senses, anything that the senses are picking up. And then directing your awareness to the breath, feeling the intake of oxygen, expelling of CO2, noticing the effect on the ribs, noticing the effect on the external and internal obliques, the intercostal muscles, which are the muscles in between the ribs. Just noticing the breath. And then driving your perspective to the mind and just checking in. Like maybe you're feeling kind of bored. Maybe you're hyped. Maybe you're fatigued. Whatever it is, noticing and then not judging, criticizing, trying to fix it, just observing it. So challenging to do, but this is a practice, and we have a full hour to cultivate this experience of awareness. And I talked about radical honesty, truthfulness, and the word in Sanskrit is satya for that. And so if you want to continue with that practice, and maybe even trying to integrate that into how you embody your practice, not only physically, but energetically. And gently over the next few breaths, pressing up into a tabletop, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, finding a sense of neutrality in the spine. You may want to take some free movement. I'm feeling compelled to hood and shrug my shoulders. Maybe you want to rock out your hips or bang out your feet, get rid of that excess energy, freak out your neighbor below you. Maybe they're at work, maybe it's okay. And they're probably fine anyway, even with a little extra noise. And then we'll engage the ujjayi breath. Upward victorious breath, gentle constriction in the back of the throat. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat pose, press the palms into the mat, round and tuck. Inhale, cow pose, and tail up, gaze up, chest up. Exhale, cat pose, press, round, dome, and tuck. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cats. And flow your own breath to movement. Maybe today you flow super fast. Maybe you want to slowly move, making it more deliberate and intentional. And then slowly over the next few breaths, we'll meet back to neutral table. I'm going to take this opportunity also to take off my socks. And then let the hips sink off towards, actually no, stay in a table and bring the left knee and the left leg, you can send it out behind, and then have it cross behind the right thigh. Create more distance in between your shins, and then let your hips rock back. So you're coming into shoelace or gomukasana legs. My right leg is over my left leg. If you ended up with the other way, that's fine, just switch on the other side. And if you're feeling any pain in the knee, extend the left leg out long, do it that way, or you can put support in between the legs if you're experiencing pain in the top knee. But I want to take it a little bit into the shoulders. But before we got into class. So if you have, and I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this, if you have a strap, if you want to go grab one really quick, or a sock, or it could be a blanket or a pair of tights, or just like anything that's kind of long, it could be a t-shirt, bring it in the right hand, and then with the left arm, scoot the left arm behind you. And you could just grab for your t-shirt, you could use the strap or scarf, and taking a moment to feel into the shoulders, maybe even swaying the chest left to right, so you can feel the effect on your ribs, how that movement even affects your shoulders. And the shoulders, just like the hips are a ball and socket joint, and the shoulders have more range of motion even than the hips. So you've got a shallower basin. And then releasing the scarf down, and both hands, place them on the left side of your body. Plant your feet into the mat and lift your hips. Twist towards the left and twist all the way around. So you come to the front, and this time the left leg is over your right leg, and this side might be totally different. Like your knee might be all the way up here on this side. That's fine. That's part of the practice. The body is oftentimes not symmetrical, and it's had to compensate. Oftentimes maybe you were like serving on one side, so that was the side that you compensated with, or you did a lot of running and your stronger side needed to compensate. So it's like that for a reason. And then grabbing the scarf or whatever you have in the left hand, bringing it up like you're waving in a pageant, and with the right arm, swoop the right arm behind you and go for the bind here. On this side, I have a much less range of motion, and that's part of my practice. Just acknowledging it and noticing it, just like we did with our thoughts. Maybe taking some wiggles, some little micro movements. Ooh, yeah, okay. And then releasing that, letting that go. Unthreading the legs and coming back to neutral table. Inhale to tuck under your toes. And exhale, press back downward, facing dog. Sending the hips high, the heels low, bend one knee, the other knee. And the fingers root down through each knuckle mound, especially index and thumb. Inhale, come onto your tippy toes. And exhale, bend your knees a lot so you can feel the tailbone flaring towards the ceiling, the lengthening of your vertebrae, the activation in your arms from pressing, and the tail going up towards the ceiling, and scanning that sensation, trying to bring it with you through the rest of the practice. You let the heels drift down. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, slowly walk towards the front. Ragdoll Uttanasana, feet are hips width distance. You can grasp for opposite elbow. You can remove the fingers at the nape of the neck, or go for a shoulder expansion. Maybe grab for that strap if you wanted to do that. And letting the force of gravity and the weight of your body collaborate. Your knees can really be bent here. And part of why I love to practice yoga is because it has helped me connect with the language of my body, knowing what I'm more able to discern what it wants more, what it's craving. And then of course you're more easily meeting its needs. It's so simple, it's so basic, but in the world that we live in, it's easy to get caught up in the head and the shoulders or the mind. So really connecting to your full experience, releasing any grip that you've taken, and then choosing your feet for sun salutations. Maybe you want to leave some distance to keep a sense of groundedness in your practice, or you can choose to toe heel the feet to touch, bending the knees, slowly unfurl your spine and come to standing. When you get to the top, you may want to shake off some excess energy, and arriving at Samasthiti. And today, picking up the toes, planting them back down, shifting the weight slightly forward into the toes, shifting the weight slightly back into the heels, noticing the left side. noticing the right side. And then finding center. We're always finding center. And I loved when I learned the word centripetal force because it's like energy that's moving towards center. It reminds me of those when I used to go to the Minnesota Zoo as a kid growing up. You'd put a penny in there and then it would like spin around that thing. The one at the zoo was yellow, and then it would go really fast and whoosh, go down into the center, and they'd like eat your money. But finding that center, just like that penny found center, or quarter, or whatever you used if you did a thing like that. I hope I wasn't the only person that went to a zoo that had one of those things. And at this point in class, I like to leave space to set intention. I think it can be a really powerful practice, especially if it doesn't exist in another area of your life. It can be a good time to cultivate that practice. So maybe it's an I am statement, like I am content, I am appreciative, I am confident and determined. Like it can be affirmations. There is nothing wrong with that. It also may be like more something for the collective, or you're trying to integrate something that you've already been practicing. Whatever it is, inhale, breathe that in. And exhale, release it out. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, sweep the arms up. And exhale, pause here, press your feet into the mat, engage your legs. This is active. Tap into the bandhas, Mula Bandha, contraction of the pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha, bring the belly button back towards the spine, relaxing the shoulders here. Inhale to find length. Maybe you look up, maybe even bring the palms to touch. Exhale, cactus the arms, baby back bend, shine the sternum up. Maybe let the head fall back if it feels safe. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, relax your shoulders. With the right hand, grab the left wrist. Inhale, find length. Exhale, side body bend towards the right, lateral flexion towards the right. Feel the compression on the right side, the lengthening of the left side. And even think of trying to sense the internal and external obliques here. Maybe your pecs, maybe the intercostal muscles, maybe you're noticing the bones, how they're all connected. Inhale, come back to center. Switch the grip with left hand, grab right wrist. Inhale, find length. Exhale, side body bend towards the left, stretching through the side body. And if it feels good, like enjoying it. Noticing when stretching can bring about a sense of joy and embracing that. And then come back to center. Release the grip. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, Samastiti. Come back to zero. Come back to neutral. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge the hips, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Reset your spine. Lengthen the vertebrae. Exhale, top of a push-up, Dandasana, staff pose. Option to come down to knees or option to come down to forearms. And actively pressing into the mat and turning towards the heat and intensity that is building. And knowing that this is challenging, but even in a physically challenging circumstance, you are capable of being in that circumstance. And we'll be here for just one more breath. Inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Flatten the tops of the feet to the mat. Press them into the mat. Press the pelvis into the mat. And inhale, cobra pose, bhujangasana. Lift the head, neck, and chest. And exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra pose, bhujangasana. And exhale to lower. And for the third iteration, I've been liking to tent to fingertips with my elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, cobra pose with this different arm variation if it's interesting to you. Helps me get more into my lower back. And exhale to lower. Bring the arms back by your chest. Inhale, tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. And my cat tends to get jealous of the attention that I'm giving to you on the screen. He's such a goober, but yeah, he's probably making a lot of noise right now. So if it's distracting you, like it's distracting me, using it as an opportunity to reconnect to your practice, and that shit is gonna happen all the time. So it's just gonna be a part of the experience. It doesn't have to be resisted. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, move there, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reset. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, rise with your breath. Exhale, cactus the arms, baby back bend. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, dive down, tail out. Inhale, halfway lift, reset, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. And every time we flow that series of up to down, you are welcome to skip it. Of course, you're welcome to come down to your knees, do it that way. You're welcome to do cobra to tabletop to down dog every time. Actually, cobra, I did that one day. I did all cobra the whole class, and I actually felt like I got more of a workout that day. Just, it's a very active posture, especially in the lower back. It feels interesting. Maybe trying that on today. But always listening to your body first and foremost, because that's going to be your best guide. All right, let's flow that one more time, and then we'll get to sun B. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, move there, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reset. Exhale, hinge dive. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, rise with your breath, sweep your arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, baby back bend. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, forward fold, tail out, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra, skip. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And we're gonna go ahead and flow sun B. If you wanna come down to a seat real quick, I just wanted to show when we actually get to flowing this, I feel like the cueing isn't necessarily very honest because it's a very fluid, or it's not very clear because it's a very fluid movement. So I wanted to show you really quick what we were gonna do. And let's see, we don't even need to do, I don't even need to show you the cat-cow. So inhale cow, exhale cat, wide-legged. So we're going to be at the back of our mats in warrior two. And then we're gonna reverse warrior, right arm down, left arm up. And then we're gonna do side angle pose. And this is just for when we do the flow. And when we're at side angle, let the right arm come down and just go into wide-legged forward fold. And with that whole fluid movement, come to side angle on the other side. And then reverse, and then side angle. So just kind of this like fluid motion, alternating the feet and pivoting. You come into a wide-legged forward fold, but you're not lingering. So you're basically going from side angle in the back to side angle in the front. And of course, we'll like set everything up a little bit slower, but I just wanted to be clear that I think something I was missing from my vinyasa practice was the fluidity aspect, at least while I was teaching. And now I'm like all there. I'm like, let's bring the fluidity back. I want to make sure we're flowing. So hopefully that visual helped. I know the camera is not the greatest, but I think that sometimes it helps to see shit first. Okay, so let's get back to downward facing dog, hips high, heels low. And maybe you channel that energetic intention or just remembering why you show up, why you practice, and connecting back to the breath. Inhale, look to the front. And exhale, move there, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reset your spine, lengthen the vertebrae. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana, fierce pose, plugging the weight into your heels, sinking the weight into your hips. You can even put your hands on the tips of your hips, the iliac crest, feeling the tailbone flare. You can then move your hands to the soft part of your belly and where the ribs are, trying to feel the muscles there, the activity that's going on in the muscles. Hands can be at heart center, arms can be out long in front. And this pose is hard, it's challenging, it's intense, and it kind of tests what goes on, what is triggered in the mind when you are in a moment of discomfort. And usually when we're in discomfort, we want to get out, we want to run the other way, but turning towards the intensity. You don't have to get stuck here. Inhale in, and exhale, release, letting that go, relishing in the open space after a long hold like that. Inhale, halfway lift, reset, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. Inhale, right leg lifts, reach, extend right leg behind. Exhale, scorpion dog, right hip over left hip. Noticing how the weight has shifted in your hands. Still feeling connected to the earth. You can roll the ankle clockwise counter. Maybe you want to roll the femur, the thigh bone. Thinking about the muscles. And you don't have to know their names. Like, it's not really the names that I'm going for. It's trying to feel what is moving your leg. And you can learn the names if you're interested, and it can be helpful for really connecting to the physical awareness and what's going on in the leg. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, step it through. Low lunge. You have to pick up the right foot to get it up there. That's okay. And I've been loving the blocks for cat-cow lunges. So if you have those laying around, you're welcome to them. You can also tend to fingers. Inhale, cow lunge. Dip your back knee, shine your chest. And exhale, cat lunge. Rock your hips back. Work towards straightening that front leg. Does not have to get all the way to straight. And lingering here for a moment, tapping into the belly of your hamstrings. Finding your breath. Let's flow that. Inhale, cow lunge, dip your back knee, shine your chest. Exhale, cat lunge. Inhale, cow lunge. And exhale, cat lunge. Inhale like a halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Parallel your feet. Shift your torso towards the left, coming into this wide-legged forward fold. And it's the first time we've been here. So if you just want to take a moment to calibrate, maybe taking any free movement your body is craving. I was kind of craving pressing up onto my toes, getting into a little more inversion. Maybe you want to lunge or something, twist. Over the next few breaths, hold me back in a neutral wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands onto your hips. And on an exhale, slowly unfurl the spine, lift the chest, come up to standing. And then inhale, bring the palms to touch. Exhale, horse pose. Bend your knees, bring the hands to heart center. And this first time through, we'll do a little lunging back and forth, giving the opportunity in your legs and in your hips just to kind of feel the joints, the articular cartilage, synovial fluid in between your joints. Like, that is what is making this movement smooth. Inhale, star pose, bring the palms to touch. Exhale, horse, bend your knees. Inhale, star, turn. Hands touch. Exhale, horse. Words are not flowing out of my mouth, even though we're trying to be so fluid. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Okay. Inhale, star, which is actually more of an expansive version of pyramid, and creating this X shape. Inhale to find length. And exhale, warrior two, pivot towards the back. Spin the back heel down. Left knee is traveling towards the outside edge of your pinky toe. And taking a moment to set up warrior two, like really connecting. You've done this pose a million times. Trying to make it, or not make it different, but feel like this is a different version. The body's different today. It's had different fluids. It's been nourished differently. Broadening through the collarbones, creating expansion with your arms. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior, right arm down, left arm up, stretching to the side body, keeping it deep, and that front knee. And exhale, side angle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Left arm can chill on top of the left thigh, or you can choose to bring it to the inside seam of the left leg. Right ribs are twisting over, left ribs are twisting under. Gaze can be up, gaze can be down. You don't want to cause any extra strain onto the neck. And yeah, this is a lot of intensity in the inside seam of my leg. Be in with that intensity. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, parallel your feet. Exhale, sweep yourself towards the front. Now right leg is forward, and we're coming into basically side angle pose towards the front. And you can pause here for a moment. Both hands can be on the inside seam of your right leg. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, left ribs over, right ribs under. And exhale, plant the left palm, plant the right palm, frame your front foot, engage the left ankle. Inhale, right leg comes back to meet the left, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale, HA out of the mouth. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, HA. Seal your lips. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. All right, we're going to do all of that on the other side. And then flow it. Inhale, left leg lifts. Reach, extend left leg behind you. Exhale, scorpion dog. Left hip over right hip. Giving yourself just as much permission to get curious, get investigative on this side. Taking any free movement the body is asking. Inhale, three-legged dog, reach, extend. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Left leg is forward, right leg is back. And taking the time to set up your foundation. I think urgency is very much ingrained in our culture. And not everything has to be rushed. Like, it's better to feel settled and held. You don't have to rush into what is going to be holding you up later. And we'll flow those cat and cow lunges if you want to grab blocks. Inhale, cow lunge, dip your back knee, shine your chest. And exhale, cat lunge, rock your hips back, work towards straightening that front leg. Relaxing the forehead, removing the tongue from the roof of your mouth, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your neck, releasing tension in the ribs, releasing tension in the belly. Like, what? I didn't think there was tension there until I directed my attention. And I've done this so many times, and it's still like, I feel like the body often does kind of go back to a state of tightness, and that's just part of the experience. Maybe not for everyone, but I think a lot of us. And let's flow. Inhale, cow lunge, dip your back knee, shine your chest. And exhale, cat lunge. Inhale, cow lunge. And exhale, cat lunge. Inhale, cow lunge. Last time. Exhale, cat lunge. Inhale like a halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana, parallel your feet. And on this side, I'm going to come face you, you stay where you are. I wanted to come into a malasana squat just for this one time through. So sinking the hips down. You can also sit on a block or something. I like to bring the palms to touch a heart center. And that way my elbows can kind of create some resistance, almost like a deepening assist in the inside seam of my legs. Heels can be elevated here. They can be rooted. There's a lot of different ways that our bodies are made. So not judging yourself for how this pose comes out for you. And then plant the right palm down. Inhale, left fingertips up towards the ceiling, using the right arm to create resistance in the inside seam of the right leg. Exhale, plant the left palm. Inhale, open twist towards the right fingertips up, and then flow. Exhale, plant right palm. Inhale, left up. Exhale, plant left palm and twist, and then flow your own breath to movement. It does not have to follow my words. This is your practice. It's probably going to feel like a different pace. And then we'll meet with hands at heart center again. And slowly come into a wide-legged forward fold. You may have to create more distance in between your feet. Bring the hands onto the hips. Slowly lift your chest up. And I was saying star before. Star is really this X expansiveness. High pyramid is with palms touch, which is actually what I was doing. Whatever is going to bring more fluidity into your practice. So inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse, bend the knees, hands through heart center. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch or star. Exhale, bend the knees, hands through heart center. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center, bend your knees. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch. Exhale, warrior two towards the back. Right leg is forward, left leg is back. Maybe tapping into even feeling like your collarbones, your clavicle, like, whoa, my shoulders relaxed when I did that. The collarbones and the clavicle also are protecting like a huge bundle of nerves. So maybe tapping into that protection while still embodying the fierce energetic field that is the warrior pose. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior, left arm down, right arm up, stretching to the side body, keeping it deep, bend that front knee. Exhale, side angle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. You can also bring right arm on top of the right thigh, and then tapping into the twist and noticing what is twisting. Maybe trying to tap into like what your obliques are doing. You can bring your hands. Sometimes the touch, it helps me access the sensation. Inhale here. Exhale here. Let's flow that. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Sweep the chest, parallel your feet. Come to side angle pose towards the front, making that one big fluid transition. Both hands can be on the inside seam of your left leg. And then inhale, right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Gaze can follow your fingers. Feeling right ribs over, left ribs under. Exhale, plant your palms, frame your front foot. Engage the back ankle. Inhale, left leg comes back to meet the right, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, HA out of the mouth. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. All right, let's swell. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, move there, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reset. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale for Utkatasana, fierce pose, awkward chair. Exhale, fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra, skip it. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Feet are on separate tracks. Inhale, cow lunge. Exhale, cat lunge. Inhale like a halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Pivot your toes towards the left. Move your torso towards the left. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch. Exhale, horse, bend your knees. Direct your toes towards the corners of your mats. So your knees are gliding over the ankles. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, horse. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, horse. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, warrior two towards the back. Spin your ankle down. Open up, expand. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. Exhale, side angle pose, left arm down, right arm up, twist. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse warrior. And this is where we're going to transition. Exhale, side angle pose. Sweep your chest, pivot your feet, move towards the front, side angle pose. Both hands are on the inside seam of the right leg. Inhale, open twist, left arm up, right arm down. Exhale, plant both palms, frame your front foot, engage your back ankle. Inhale, right leg comes back to meet the left leg. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And really tapping into your own fluidity. Maybe you want to move faster. Maybe you want to go slower. Adding breath is, you see, breath is needed. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, cow lunge, dip your back knee, shine your chest. Exhale, cat lunge. Inhale like a halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch. Exhale, horse, bend your knees. Hands through heart center. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center, making your knees glide over ankles. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch. Exhale, warrior two towards the back, open, pivot, tap into the energetic fierceness. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose, right arm down, left arm up, twisting the torso. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. This is the fluid transition. Exhale, side angle pose, sweep your chest, pivot your feet, move towards the front, left leg is forward, both hands are on the inside seam of your left leg. Inhale, open twist, right arm up, right ribs over, left ribs under. Exhale, plant the right palm, frame your front foot, engage your back ankle. Inhale, left leg comes back to meet the right, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. And taking a moment for self-care, I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Ooh, yeah, at this point in class, I'm like, why am I wearing long sleeves? At the beginning, I couldn't even get myself to take my socks off. So whatever it is that gets you to get into your practice, using those as tools. Okay. All right. And we're gonna flow that one more time. And I feel like the third time through is just like everything comes together, and that is part of learning the language of your body also. Like if you tried to do it verbally right now, if you tried to tell me all the moves you're just doing, you probably couldn't do it. But if I asked you to move your body, the body would know. And I love that the body memorizes pathways like that. I think it's really something that we can foster and cultivate. Like I want to show up confident and embodied. So how can I do that in my yoga practice so it can translate elsewhere? So hard to do, huge challenge, but let's meet back in downward facing dog. I'm gonna be coming back to that radical honesty. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Okay, inhale, look to the front. Exhale, move there, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reset. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, fierce pose, awkward chair. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we've got this. One more on both sides. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Feel your foundation. Inhale, cow lunge. Exhale, cat lunge. Inhale, like a halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita, pivot. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch, lift the chest. Exhale, bend your knees. Hands to heart center. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, horse. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, horse. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, warrior two, pivot to the back. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, this is a transition, side angle pose, parallel your feet. See fluid in your chest. Move towards the front. Both hands on the inside seam of the right leg now. Inhale, open twist towards the left. Left arm up, twisting in the ribs. Exhale, plant the left palm, frame your front foot, engage the back ankle. Inhale, right leg comes back to meet the left, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth, HA. Seal your lips, inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. Last time, left side. Inhale, left leg lifts, reach, extend, left leg behind. Exhale, step it through, low lunge, feel grounded. Inhale, cow lunge, dip the back knee, shine your chest. Exhale, cat lunge. Inhale, like a halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, high pyramid, palms touch. Exhale, horse. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, horse. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, horse. Inhale, high pyramid. Exhale, warrior two, open towards the back. Inhale, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side, and flow the transition to the front. Parallel your feet. Walk your hands towards the front. Left toes are forward. Both hands are on inside seam of the left leg. Inhale, open twist. Right arm up. Left arm is down. Exhale. Plant both palms, frame your front foot, engage the back ankle. Inhale, left leg comes back to reach the left, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog cobra. Exhale, down dog. For a long time when I was teaching, I was skipping chaturangas because I was teaching, and honestly, because I didn't want to like pant while I was teaching, but I think that was unnecessary. It's okay for me to be sweaty and out of breath with you guys. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Okay. So go ahead and come down to a seat. We actually did like all the prep for Birds of Paradise, which is a balancing posture. I don't think that peak poses are necessarily like, they're not the point of yoga. They can be really fun. And it bothered me that I felt like they were the emphasis of yoga for so long that I wanted to combat that and really like make sure the yoga that I taught like permeated like what I found the essence of yoga to be, which really has nothing to do with the bendiness of how we make ourselves. But the physical part is a fun element, and I have to remember like that's what attracted me to this practice to begin with, and it's always fun to look forward to it. Quarantine has really made me investigate what being a teacher is at a closer level. Could definitely put it under the microscope lens. So let's do it. Let's do it. We've got this. We're ready. Okay, so let's meet back in down dog. We already flowed everything. And inhale, right leg lifts, reach, extend, right leg behind. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. And then spin the back heel down, setting up for your warrior two foundation. And if you have a sock or something, or you've been using a scarf, this would be a good time to grab it. And setting up the foundation for a side angle pose. We have been here a million times in class. Right arm is down, left arm is up. You can also rest right forearm on top of your right thigh, and then putting the scarf or strap, if you've got one, in your left hand, swooping that behind you. And then with the right arm, threading that through the window you've created, that is your legs, and boop, grabbing for that strap. And then kind of fidgeting with the length, like how do you want to do this? It is important to remember this is a twist, so we want to keep with the intention of left ribs over, right ribs under, and just feeling that. And this is like more than enough. It feels like enough for me right now. But I am going to try and go into this freaking bird of paradise because I haven't done it in so long. Oh God, I don't even know if I can do it. Okay, so I'm actually gonna grab for my hands, and then I'm going to slowly move my left leg up to meet my right leg. And I'm in this like awkward fold binding situation. And then I'm gonna really channel the balance in my left foot and my left ankle. I can already feel it wobbling. The right toes are gonna get light, and you're gonna really engage the muscles in your abdomen area. And then slowly, maybe you begin to lift the right leg up and arriving. Some people straighten the right leg. Oh my God, why would I ever do that? I don't know, it's kind of fun. Okay, and then plant back down. You can clunk down, and I like need a moment to like shake that off. And also dropping any expectations. I probably was more capable of doing that pose last year. I had more of a regular practice. It's not important the level I was at last year. I'm here to practice with community, and there's so many reasons. We don't have to get into that, but let's do the other side. Okay, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, I'm going back to down dog. You can flow if you'd like to though. And we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. And then we'll do the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, step in through, low lunge, spin the back heel down like you're setting up for warrior two. And then tap into your side angle foundation. And first we'll go for the bind. So maybe you're gonna rest the left forearm on top of the left thigh, putting the strap in the right hand, and then swooping the right hand behind with the left arm, sending it between the giant window you've created with your legs. And honestly, like this is plenty. Like it's actually even fun to hang out here and experiment, feeling how different movements affect the joints and the muscles. Maybe you ditch your scarf and go for the bind with the hands. And then we're gonna transition. So looking towards the front, peeking at your toes, bumping the right leg up to meet the left. And then just feeling this awkward, like this feels so weird. I'm upside down, I'm like all bound up, like what's going on? And then zeroing in on the ground, my right foot, and slowly lifting the chest. Ooh, maybe you fall. I totally just fell. And then that's good. It's an opportunity to get back into it. Oh boy, okay. And if you're getting back into it, the left leg is forward and you're sweeping the arm around. Okay, bumping the right foot up. And then slowly, maybe picking a point of focus, lifting the chest, arriving. Maybe you fall, and that's real. There's a dominant side. The other side was easier for me. This side is harder. Maybe you kick to the left leg. Okay, maybe you're done. Maybe you've had enough. Maybe you're laughing at me. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe she just put herself through that. And then inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, reset. And exhale, I'm gonna just do one last chaturanga. Why not? Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Okay, that is the end of our intense practice. Go ahead and if you're not in down dog, meet me in down dog. And we're gonna do half pigeon. Inhale, right leg lifts, reach, extend right leg behind. And exhale, bring right knee behind left ankle, untuck the toes, bring the knee down. And now we are in the more restorative and slower yin part of class. Ooh, I love it. And setting yourself up, you can kind of level your hips. Maybe you want to put a block or a book under your right glutes to help with the levelness of your hips. Option to stay elevated, lifted in the chest. If you're feeling very proud and alert. or you can walk the arms forward. You can also take half pigeon on your back, taking more of a figure 4 version, and bring one cheek to the mat, or both, alternate the cheek, finding what feels appropriate to you, and slowing down. I love that yoga talks about non-dualism. I love that it's in Taoist theory and Chinese medicine with the yin and the yang, the balancing of these energies, the more active solar and the dark lunar. It's talked about in more mystical practices like the tarot, with like the Hierophant and like where the high priestess is standing. It's just, I feel like there's so much, there's so many parts of our culture that examine this dualistic viewpoint. And I always want it to be easy. I want it to be like either black or white. I don't want it to be this like elusive shade of gray. But the more I accept that most of the world is just that kind of murky gray color, and there's a lot in between there, and it's complex. It's not going to be as simple as these easy categories of good and bad or black and white or whatever like extremes you're examining, and accepting that. It's like almost a relief to accept it. And then pressing the palms in to the mat, walking the hands back towards your hips, tucking the toes under, engaging your back leg. Inhale, right leg lifts, reach, extend, right leg behind. Ooh, yeah, that release feels good. Rolling the ankle, and then coming back to down dog. When you're ready, we'll switch sides. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, half pigeon, bringing left knee behind left wrist, untucking the coat, untucking the toes. And like examining, where are my hips in space? Trying to get them level. You can puff through the chest. That's why this is called half pigeon, because birds kind of have that nice little puffy chest. And then walking the arms down. In Sanskrit, it's Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. And there was a point when I was learning to teach that I thought that I wasn't a good teacher if I didn't know the Sanskrit, which is just another expression for me of like I didn't feel like validated, and like generating self-worth is hard. And so I'm just being honest, like we all have areas like that in our lives, and knowing that you are plenty and capable. And turning towards the breath and letting that be the tool that soothes, really coming into the Morean side, the darker side, shady side of the mountain, if you will. The part of you that relies on mystery and really channels the wisdom and intelligence that is your intuition. Trusting that innate wisdom, that inner authority. And then gently, over the next few breaths. Ooh, this side feels extra good. I could stay here for like 5 minutes, but I won't have us stay here for 5 minutes because this is a 70-minute class. And I do always want to honor what I've said and be transparent about time. So pressing the palms back into the mat, walking the hands back towards the hips, untucking the toes, engaging your back leg, sending the left leg up high, three-legged dog. Ooh, yeah, release feels so good. Maybe you scorpion, maybe you flip. And then coming back, downward facing dog, coming down to the knees, letting the hips fall off towards one side, and then bringing the soles of the feet to touch, leaving generous distance in between the heels and your pelvis. I know some people like to have them super close. They want to continue with the yang intensity, and you're welcome to do that. I like to teach the end part of class a little more yin in approach. So leaving that distance, you can even put blocks under your knees, which is kind of nice. And then making sure that the pelvic bowl is tilting down. It may be helpful to roll the glutes out from underneath you. You can sit up on a thin block or a book. And if it feels like a safe range of motion, fold forward. And really, you can, especially with this big distance you've created between your pelvis and your heels, let the spine round and let the neck relax. And then notice where sensation comes up. I feel sensation in my lower back. Then I'm also trying to tap into my ribs, releasing tension there. Releasing tension in your shoulders, your neck. Letting the head hang heavy. Relaxing the jaw. In keeping with your breath. Continuing with traveling your awareness throughout your body. This is your experience. You get to direct your awareness. And vertebrae by vertebrae, unfurl your spine, lift your chest, close your legs like you would close a book, and then come to laying on your back. We're going to close class with a twist and shavasana. I'm going to lay on your back. And I'm going to cue us through an eagle leg twist or twisted root. If you're a yin practitioner, you're welcome to take another form of twist if that's what you're feeling. So bringing the right leg up and over the left leg, bringing right shin behind left calf muscle, planting the feet down. I don't know why my feet were elevated. And then letting the legs fall towards the left. Right arm goes out like half of a T. Gaze can be up or gaze can be towards your right fingertips. And bring the left hand onto the soft part of your belly or maybe onto your ribs. And just as like a gentle presence there. Nothing more. Not creating something artificially, just letting it exist. Or forcing, not artificial, more of a forced action. Nothing is forced. And then bring the knees back towards center. Untuck or unwind the legs. And then bring the left leg up and over the right, left shin behind right calf muscle, switching the legs out. So maybe that double bind is way too much. You gotta let that go. Let the legs fall towards the right. Left arm goes out like half of a T. Gaze can be up, gaze can be towards your left fingertips. And Jillian and Vanessa, when I said artificial, I sure as hell thought of the artificial sweetener at Lark, those little packets. Oh my God. And just even noticing like the power of language, it does evoke such imagery and memories, and noticing like the senses, they are so attached to memory, and it may surprise you what comes up. And through my yoga practice, I've really found the body, at least it seems to be kind of like a depository field for the material in my mind. And the more I work, especially into the hips and the shoulders, I feel like more information can come forward. And sometimes that's overwhelming information. You don't want to deal it. You deal with it. You don't want to turn towards it like in gomukasana, the intensity. And that is a part of the yoga practice. And I don't want to leave it out, especially the longer you have a practice, the more I think you use it as a tool to reflect. So acknowledging that here and knowing that if it comes up for you, that is real. And then bringing the knees back towards center, unthreading your legs. We'll mean a cannon ball shape, apanasana. You can roll around the flat part of your back. And you can choose to wrap your arms around your shins, giving yourself a little embrace. Maybe even bring the head to meet the knees and release into shavasana, final rest. can choose to take shavasana on the side or on your belly. And letting go of the practice and using shavasana as a moment to be still. Class is not over. You don't have to plan your next steps yet. Still being present, and all those things that are on your mind will be waiting for you at the end of class. They're not going to disappear. And maybe now trying to channel that radical honesty. Maybe if satya and truthfulness already meant something to you, maybe you've examined those words on your own time, maybe adding that into your experience, taking the wisdom from texts and people that you've previously encountered, incorporating that in your experience. In the book, I also have been talking about Lama Rod Owens. He talks about the 7 homecomings. So maybe incorporating wisdom and compassion from your ancestors. Maybe they're your chosen ancestors. Generating appreciation for the earth and for carving out this time. Definitely generating gratitude for that. Incorporating and integrating lineage of this practice going back to India and its roots in books like the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Honoring the ancestors of this land that we occupy, Coast Salish people, the Duwamish people. And then choosing to settle and letting all those lineages and ancestors and past experiences keep you centered and held for the remainder of Shavasana. I will let you know when it's time to come up and out of the practice. And you're always welcome to stay in Shavasana, or you can choose to bring gentle movements back into your fingertips. Bouncing, wiggling, scrunching, expanding of the face. And bring the arms above you like you would stretching in the morning. And choose if you'd like to roll over onto the right or the left side. Knowing that choosing either direction doesn't really bind you. You can go either way. Coming into that fetal position, using the bicep like a pillow. And incorporating that rest. And right now, like the rebirth, right? Fetal position. And rising with whatever agency or inner authority you want to rise with, and letting that be a part of the rest of your day. You can sit up, of course, come to a seat, and we'll meet with hands at heart center in the Anjali Mudra gesture, which represents non-dualism, relationship, these forces mating at the heart. And maybe connecting with that radical honesty and bringing hands from heart to third eye and bowing forward to seal in your practice, honoring the full self, the full gamut of experience, the dark
and also the luminous aspects of self, peace, and thank you.
Greta, I want a 90-minute class.
All right.
Do 90 minutes.
Pause, stop this.